Hey guys, welcome to Hogwarts, and let me explain a couple features I really love about the game. So one thing that's really cool is you have Hogwarts over here. That's really nice, right? And you also have, uh, quite far away, you have that town over there in the distance. I don't know if you can see that. But that town, actually, is, that's Hogsmeade. You might have heard that from the movies and books. And Hogsmeade versus Hogwarts, the distance is about from here to here. That's pretty big. But if you actually look at the world map, okay, that's here to here, right? But the whole map is about, like, it goes from here to here, then you have here, then you also have some over here, then it goes down, 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 like that. So really, you have a huge map. But more importantly, besides just being huge, is the fact that the map is very interactable and is actually like incredibly fun to just like explore and stuff. There are a lot of different game mechanics that happen just kind of like semi-randomly. Like for example, there's different puzzles, there's people doing stuff, and there's a whole day-night cycle. So some stores might only be open at nighttime, or you might have people flying kites during daytime. And that's neat and all, but you might see some certain enemies that only happen at nighttime and vice versa. For example, the Forbidden Forest is a lot more dangerous at nighttime, which is quite fitting. And so flying is actually really cool, you know? But I will say that one place that you can't fly is you can't fly inside of Hogwarts, and you can't fly inside of Hogsmeade, and I'll show you why. But here we are. It feels very lively. There's a lot of NPCs walking around. The towns are super awesome. You can pet this cat. Incredibly cute, super nice, right? The music is welling. It just feels like a fun, cheerful area. And a cool thing is you can enter every single building. So here's cauldrons, right? And what do you expect? It's a bunch of cauldrons. But there's a lot of treasure everywhere. So for example, if I cast Revelio and I see all these little secrets, boom, here's a collectible that tells me about the store. But furthermore, all those blue things are little interactables. Most of them are probably locked so I can get into a specific building. But if I do get inside of a building, there's usually little yellow things here, and those are treasure. And those are typically hidden here and there. Now back to the reason why you can't really fly in here. You can't see this, but I have an FPS tracker, and my FPS is hovering around 50 FPS. And if I were to fly in here, I think it would just straight chug. So I think it's for your own sake that you can't fly around. But it's really cool. There's lots of different stores in Hogsmeade. So it's a really like actually useful town. It's not just pretty. There's a lot of stuff going on. Of course, you can steal from people. You can break into people's houses and steal their loot and stuff, of course, but there's a lot of stuff to buy. And that actually brings me to another really cool point. It's the fact that money in this game is really, really cool. So the way that you get money is usually you get loot from killing bad guys or from opening chests or solving puzzles. And you can convert that loot into money by selling it if it's loot that you don't need, like if it's gear that's weak or whatever. And what's really cool is the fact that that money is then used at stores to buy game mechanics. It's not just like, oh, I want to buy a slightly better version of my gear with a slightly higher number. You can do that too at the clothing store, but also you can buy game mechanic related stuff. And that stuff is actually like a kind of exciting teaser. For example, initially there were only 4 brooms here, but now there's a 5th one. And stores kind of update their catalog over time. But what I mean is, okay, these are just cosmetic brooms. That's neat and all. But a different store I went to talked about like selling this item where it was like beast toys. And it was like, oh, you can use this so that your favorite beast has something to play with. And I was like, wait a second, I can have beasts in this game? That's so cool. And indeed, there is a whole section in your inventory that deals with like different animals. Right here, see? Beasts. So I don't even know what's going on there. But that's going to be really cool to unlock. And that's what I mean. All the menus in this game are really exciting because, for example, with my spell menu here, they kind of hint at what's to come. And it's really exciting. For example, you have Avada Kedavra, everyone's favorite insta-kill curse. Very famous. But you also have your typical, you know, Wingardium Leviosa. You also have Accio. You also have Expelliarmus, very famous. And there's also, this isn't it, by the way. There's more. For example, these 2 icons were not here. And these 2 icons are for petting and feeding beasts. which is actually so cool. I like that so much. I don't know how to do that just yet. I found a deer, but when I approached it with the pellets, it didn't seem to want it. But in any case, like every menu really hints at something exciting that's, there to unlock. Even this tab menu, which shows all the tools you can have, next to my broom icon, which you've seen me use, there's this very nice griffin icon right here. That, I think, is going to be super exciting to unlock. So, and a manticore, maybe? Who knows? So that's really cool. Now let's go over to the... I don't know if I can use my broom just yet. But let's go over to the Forbidden Forest, and we'll show you a little bit of combat. So yeah, the forest is really cool, but it's crawling with a lot of creepy crawlies, Oh, I screwed up! So I'm just going to start off kind of invisible, just so I can explain a couple things. But basically, if you look carefully, there's a couple different types of enemies. So there's a basic poacher right here, but there's also spiders, and ones wearing like purple cloaks and stuff, and they all have different levels of threat that they pose to you as the player. So it's kind of cool because it's not just, oh, you're attacking mindlessly on some copy-paste goons, and you're reacting with a parry every so often, a la the Arkham games, although they're also very fun. But it's more like you're kind of thoughtfully thinking of like, okay, what spell at what time can I use for best results? And you'll see that here. Now that's a really simple encounter, but let's see if we can find one that's a little bit harder. Ah, here we go. There's a bunch of different enemies here. Oops. So there's different types of enemies, and as you can see, one even turned into a wolf. That, in my opinion, is the most threatening, because that one, the wolf is so incredibly strong, and it's incredibly hard to keep track of. So you really want to take care of those really quickly. And you really kind of have to multitask, which is really exciting. And also you have to use colored spells to kind of break their shields and stuff. So not only are you multitasking, I'm about to die. Ow. But you also have to think critically about how best to approach certain enemies. Those purple guys are my least favorite. They're so strong. But yeah, so that's a good taste of the combat. Now let's actually go over to the castle and I'll show you one more of my favorite features. So what's amazing about this is the Room of Requirement. Now, you might notice it looks a little bit different from the movies, but there's an in-game reason for that. But what I love about it is this is your home away from home, and you can customize everything. And what I mean by that is you can pick any section and you can just change it just like that. You can even change the color, and that goes for every section that you see highlighted over here, from these large sections of the wall to individual things like this. You can move paintings around, which is quite nice. Or you can just straight up get rid of them. And these paintings will actually talk to you, which is actually quite exciting. Furthermore, you can make things from scratch, like chairs, and if you want to make them really huge for some reason, you just can. This chair's a little bit too big for me, so I guess I'll just get rid of it. But it's not just visually cool stuff too. You can also make things that are going to be useful on your journey. For example, I noticed I took a lot of hits in that fight that I had previously, and so I used potions. Now these potions are made using these ingredients, so I've made a bunch of plants here so I can make more potions out for the field. And that's really exciting. So it's really nice to come back here every so often and have new furniture and like potion brewing stations and such to go and upgrade your little home away from home. And who knows, this place might even get bigger. I only have the starting version, which is this, but it might actually look different as you progress through the game. And that's really cool.
Of course. I would like them. Oh, sounds perfect.
And of course, you can change the entire room's ambience just like this. Look at that. Isn't that really cool? I think so. And money, of course, can go into unlocking new furniture for this environment as well. So you can really take this place and really make it your own. So even though I like this aesthetic already, just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to ruin my whole aesthetic and just show you that if I do this and say yes, it'll change everything. And as you see, it's just changed everything quite a bit. Maybe not here, though. Maybe here's a separate rule for that. But in any case, I hope you like this demonstration. Now, I guess one last thing that we could do is we could pet some animals, but unfortunately the animals are all asleep because it's nighttime, and that's really cool. There's a day-night cycle. So I guess we can end it with a Quidditch race. I guess it's not really Quidditch, but we can end it with a race, and I'll give you my kind of final thoughts on this. So my overall thoughts on this game are that it's really fantastic. Not only is the map huge, but the mechanics are very in-depth, and there's a lot of different things to do. Unlike other games like The Witcher 3, where all you do is just really kind of talk to people and that's about it. In this game, you really do have a lot of different things that you can interact with on the map, which is really exciting. What I recommend is kind of mimicking my experience. I think it was very funny. Where basically I did as many main quests as I could, because each main quest unlocks new mechanics on the world map. And then I got sick of it and I said, oh man, I'm so bored. I just want to explore the world, right? So I immediately went to the Dark Forest and I immediately got owned terribly. And then I came back and did some more main quests because I was like, Ayo, teacher, can you teach me some more spells? I kind of understand the value of learning more spells. But yeah, you know, do some main quests, then explore the world a little bit on your own. And then whenever you feel like the world gets a little bit shallow and there's not enough mechanics to keep it fresh, just do some more main quests and it makes the whole world feel new again. I think it's really exciting. Also, seasons change and days of times will change. So as that happens, there's even more content. It really feels cool because unlike most games that they've done the mechanics, but they haven't really fleshed out anything, this game really feels like a premium game. And that's the kind of thought I want to leave you with, is this really is a game where every mechanic is so fleshed out. There's so much cool stuff going on. It really feels like this is a whole world that you can kind of just sink your teeth into and really have lots of different types of fun. So with that, I leave you, and I hope you enjoy Hogwarts Legacy if you do intend to get it.